Can you believe we are already past the midpoint of this year?
Right, how are you feeling, James?
I am feeling good, bro. You know why? Because I got that superhuman energy, and that's what we're gonna be talking about today.
Ooh, nice. It's that kind of strength that goes beyond the usual. And we can even feel it in the comments. I think it's super energetic in there.
That's right, we love the comments, except for spamming. So please don't spam the chat. If this is your first time joining us, the chat is kind of like the third host of the show.
Yeah, I guess you could say that the show would definitely not be what it is without all of your comments. In fact, let's read some right now.
Okay, let's read some comments.
Let's read some comments, see what people are talking about. Aloha Friday from Hawaii Pacific. Hello,
Thank
Hawaii
you for showing
Pacific.
out.
Hello. Let's see any more comments. Let's see who is in the chat with us today.
Aloha.
Aloha.
I wonder how the weather is in Hawaii. You think it's fantastic?
I think it's fantastic every day.
I think
so
it's
too.
Hello from Eastern Ontario. Hashtag happy viewing from brother PJ Bradley. Thank you for tuning in.
Eastern Ontario.
Ooh, okay, some Eastern Ontario folks coming in.
Okay. Any
love that.
comments
We love
we've got?
that.
Greetings from hashtag Eastern Ontario, Canada. Well, happy viewing. Ooh.
Okay, we got 2 for 2.
2 for 2 in Eastern Ontario.
Okay. Well, hello from the brethren in Durham. From the studio audience in Eastern Ontario from brother Jeffrey. Oh, wow.
Hello. A lot of people from Eastern Ontario today.
Durham.
I think silent H.
All right.
Hello to all the brethren around the world from local of Oshawa. Hashtag Eastern Ontario. Hello. Any more comments?
I like the names, like Durham, Oshawa.
We're in Oshawa. Okay.
There we go. Hello, folks from the Eastern Ontario local of Rouge Park. Thank you so much for tuning in. Rouge Park. That's another cool one.
Okay. A lot of people from Eastern Ontario in the chat
today. Aloha Friday. Watching from Wailuku, Hawaii Pacific.
Okay.
Did I get that?
Don't ask me. I don't know. Hello, Hawaii Pacific, Canada. So happy Friday, everyone. Have a superb weekend filled with beautiful, brilliant blessings. Shout out to my super son, Elijah. You're the best. Hi, Dad. You're the best.
Super son. You the super son.
Apparently.
Super Stone Waterman.
Hello.
Sister Aaliyah, I was listening to the last Making Changes episode while I was washing dishes and crying into the sink. Hopefully, it was out of happiness. Great episode, from Sister Chastity.
Ooh, yes. If you guys haven't checked it out, please check out the new episodes of Making Changes. They're really great.
Changes. All right, I love that, and I love the energy. I love the atmosphere that we have in the chat.
Yeah. A lot of people from District of Eastern Ontario are watching today. Kind of makes me wonder why.
Okay, me too. Always. Anyways, I'm James.
And I'm Elijah, and you're watching incmedia Live.
And the show that brings you all the latest content from incmedia.org, where the truth meets you.
And if you logged in earlier, we asked you guys during the countdown to tell us about a time where you really needed superhuman energy.
Superhuman energy. So can we read some of those replies, please?
Yeah, of course. Let's do it.
All right, here we go.
Read some of those superhuman energy comments.
Energy. Definitely asked and prayed for superhuman energy during the centennial and 50 years in the West celebrations. Yes, but it was all worth it. He was worth it. Absolutely, brother AJ.
Any more
I like that. That
was a great comment. There was a Sunday where we had back-to-back activities from morning to midnight. Ooh. Yes, it was physically tiring, but the superhuman energy God gives makes everything worth it. Hashtag
Texas.
Ooh, okay, back-to-back activities.
From the morning to the evening. I remember when we were still in New Mexico, we had to travel to the district activities in Texas for 14 hours one way, and needed to drive back to go straight to work the next day. Hashtag superhuman energy. Sister Kim, making that trip. Thank you so much.
14 hours. That is a crazy drive.
Giving us that comment. 14 hours is a tough drive.
I know. Needed superhuman energy during C2C. Traveled 6+ hours one way to 10 practices. But it was worth it for practices.
That's not even the
performance.
Actual C2C.
Ooh, man. Really need that energy.
6 hours. There was a time I needed superhuman energy when we had to edit and work on content during the 50th anniversary in the West. Sister Jan, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. A lot of work and a lot of effort to go into these.
A lot of care, a lot of love going into it.
Exactly.
Okay, let's see. Any more comments? Whenever there was a big production such as the C3 50th or EVM Awards, we would need all the superhuman energy to be able to perform after months of non-stop rehearsal. It was all worth
It was all worth it. Those
all
were very,
worth
very
it.
memorable milestone anniversaries for the church. Absolutely. And you know what I like about the last one? Oh, it's prize time!
You know, let's show them our first prize of the day. Would you do the honors, please, James?
Absolutely. It would be my pleasure, Elijah.
Okay, let's see the close-up of it. We have our truth shirt.
True.
Okay, and what color would you say this is like?
Gray.
Gray?
Gray.
Not slate.
Oh, it could be
Slate?
charcoal.
Charcoal
Okay.
gray,
And what we
maybe?
got in the back?
incmedia. Very cool indeed.
All right.
Now, don't worry, everyone. There's lots of opportunities throughout the show to win another shirt.
And that's right, Elijah. How about you? Any moment that comes to mind where you needed superhuman energy just to get by?
You know, I'm a student, so a lot of finals, had to stay up, making sure everything's perfect and
Okay.
finishing projects. But what about you, James?
You know what? Actually, something along those lines of what we heard in the comments was a time where I had to, before, I was working graveyard.
Ooh,
and
very
that
rough.
would generally be through 5 to 6 days a week.
Okay.
So on the last day of my work would be Saturday. So I would go into the next morning, right, going to service.
Yeah.
So after a full shift, you go straight to worship service, and you kind of just have to keep going until you finish
Man.
and perform your duties, right?
Yeah.
So there was a lot of time where I would just pray and ask for superhuman energy. Absolutely,
yeah,
because you know we want to give our utmost best in the service.
Yeah, prioritize your office.
Exactly.
Very cool, very
Thank you,
inspiring.
thank
You know,
you,
that
thank you,
sounded
thank you.
really rough. I'm glad you got through that, had the energy you needed.
Absolutely, and that is why we love the energy. We love the term superhuman energy. Whenever I hear that verse read in the worship service, I'm just so inspired, right?
Yeah.
Because it is that reminder we are taken care of. We are getting that strength from
You know,
somewhere.
and me too. And for those wondering, the verse is Colossians 1:29 Amplified Bible.
All right, there it is. And you know what would be really, really nice, Elijah?
Is it a new verse graphic?
That's right, a new verse graphic. Can we get one?
Yep, we can. Can we get a drum roll, please? Please, here is our brand new verse graphic for Colossians
Hey.
1:29.
I love that. I really, really like. You know what? It's like a superhero comic book. You know, it's superhuman energy.
Kind of jumping at you from the page, right?
Colossians 120 Colossians?
Colossians, I think. Colossians.
Colossians.
Sure.
129 Amplified Bible.
Yes, very cool graphic. And stay tuned for this design to be featured in future Media Live prizes. And if you want to see more verse designs, be sure to follow at bible.verses.inc on Instagram and visit incmedia.org
There we go.
/tools.
And I really like the Colossians 129 graphic. I hope it shows up as a wallpaper Wednesday pretty soon, because I really do think it's a really cool little wallpaper you can have on your phone.
Yeah, you know,
Give
that
reminder.
Colossians 129 verse graphic will definitely make its way there, hopefully sometime soon.
Right. And you say Colossians?
Colossians?
Colossians 129?
Colossians?
Colossians.
Colossians, I think.
Colossians.
You really, yep.
One more
you know,
time.
Colossians.
Colossians.
That is the verse.
All right, there we go. Sorry, I just wanted to memorize it just so we can, you know, whenever it comes handy, I can just bring out Colossians 129.
Ooh, it's
Prize time!
And James, what do we have for our next prize time?
And we have this Fear Not t-shirt
Okay.
with a verse in the back.
Ooh, okay, fear not. Okay. And
we
what is the verse on the back?
And the verse on the back is, Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Isaiah 41:10, New King James Version.
Very cool indeed. And you also, with that, will get this truth lanyard. Now, to win this prize, all you have to do is answer this simple question. What was the Bible verse on the graphic that we just showed?
Okay, it may be a little too difficult, or maybe not be too difficult if we were listening. But let's read some comments while you send in all your answers in the chat. And please do not forget to include your name and location. Do not forget.
Yes, you know. Shout out to all CWS Choir, CWS/Choir Sundays require superhuman energy for all of them. Quote from Brother Felmar.
That's right. It is the superhuman energy that we need. I just returned from vacation earlier in the week with a back-to-back late nights. I was already blessed and supercharged on Monday for the week ahead from Washington State. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you. Let's see any more comments we have. Day of the 50th in Eastern Canada. All of us performers were running on low, but we managed to perform our hearts out and make us all proud before the district split.
Okay, from Brother Jomar. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love that. At Big M. MB. Hello, fellow Canadian sister. Thank you for bringing your superhuman energy and superhuman love during our parents' conference last week. Sister Jill. Shout out to that sister. Sister. Oh, she was talking to Sister M. Sister M. That was an at. I got you.
At Superhuman Energy, hashtag Superhuman Energy during driving 18 hours in the pouring rain from Toronto to Kansas for inter-district unity games. Because of God's mercy, we made it safely. Wow.
Thank you for Brother Marlon. Thank you for sharing. Driving 18 hours.
That's crazy.
That is definitely a very, very hard.
And this is the district minister from Eastern Ontario.
There we go, 18 hours.
18 hours, I know. Whenever we have a week-long panata with Bible missions and CFO activities all at the same time, superhuman energy is much needed.
Hashtag Kissimmee.
You know,
Kissimmee, Florida.
See any more comments we have? You want to read the next one if we have it, James?
Absolutely. Good evening, brethren, watching from the local Scarborough, District of Eastern Ontario. All right, Ontario showing out. We thank you guys for all that energy and love.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to the Hawaii brethren. I already missed the islands and the Ono food that gives superhuman energy. Hashtag Washington Stay.
I do have a question. What is Ono? I want to know that. Yeah.
Okay, that was enough time. Let's read that prize time one more time.
All right, what was the Bible verse on the graphic that we just showed?
And the answer is?
Drum roll,
please. Colossians 1:29.
Amplified Bible. Now, bonus points if you did add that Amplified Bible, AMP.
The winners will be announced at the end of the show.
Now, oh man, end of the show, sometimes it does take a lot to make it to the end of something, right?
Yeah, whether it's making through a long drive.
Or maybe a long school or work project, or maybe even a marathon.
Yeah, that's right. Running does take a lot, which leads us to this piece of content from Making Changes, featuring JP Parigma, a brother who has health scare at 31, forces JP to break his own limiting beliefs and transform into a marathon runner. Through family, faith, and God by his side. Let's take a look at a short clip from the podcast episode.
When it comes to your faith, how does becoming the best version of yourself for God help you in dealing with the future?
I mean, obviously, faith is what drives me every day. That's how I start my day. I pray. I end my day with prayer too, right?
Do you pray before you run?
I do. Even while I'm running, especially in a race, if I feel fatigued, I do pray. I never really mentioned that too much, but just like in life, when you want to give up, then in a run, if I want to give up, why not rely on God who gave me the strength, right? Again, it's a focus on not how strong I am, but how strong can God be in your life. That's what drives me forward. That's what makes me think not to worry about the future. God has given me the strength to overcome, what I thought was impossible. He helped me reveal a version of myself that I never thought existed.
Yeah.
Right? What more can he do for your life? So going through what I went through, all the more solidified my faith.
What a great episode of Making Changes, and what a great story from him.
Absolutely. It is inspiring. Oh, it's prize time!
James, would you like to do the honors one more time for us?
All right. Here we got another Truth t-shirt.
Ooh, okay.
All right, in case you didn't win the last one,
Okay.
you have another chance to win this one.
Yeah, okay. Now, in order to win this, all you have to do is answer the following question. Who did JP rely on to give him strength?
All right, and we will give everyone a bit of time just to answer.
And if you need some help, maybe you can rewind it or something?
That's right. Technically, yes. So let's read some comments.
Okay, let's read some comments. Superhuman energy is God reminding us that He's always there when we need Him, especially when it comes to the different activities of the church.
Go, 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 Eastern Ontario. Ooh.
Okay. Ontario. From Brother Anthony.
Shout out, bro, JP. Proud on CNJ fam. Thank you for making changes, Team 4, featuring his inspiring story. Hashtag HPF, Sister Colleen Joyce.
Yeah, super inspiring story. And if you guys haven't watched the episode, please check it out. Making changes. And I think there was a new episode that released yesterday, actually.
That's right. And we are really excited. If you haven't had a chance to watch it, please do. Now, here we have another comment. Love seeing our district come together for incmedia Live. Brings back memories. Inspired to see the next generation carry the incmedia Live torch. Keep it up, brothers. Thank you, Brother Martin.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, let's see some more comments. It was when I had work, my kids to care for, and church duties to fulfill. I was tired, but with God's help, I was able to do it all.
Thank you to all the mamas and papas.
Yeah, you know, it's hard out there.
All right, I needed superhuman energy during a big event. Prepping, hosting, and performing all in one day. I was exhausted, but God carried me through every moment. Sister Almea.
Really strange.
Hey,
You know, I had to
Sister
finish it.
Almea with the flex.
Hello to all our beloved brethren around the world. Happy viewing from local of Nippon, District of Eastern Ontario.
Got that one.
Okay, hopefully I got that one.
Yeah, you got that one. It took superhuman energy for
Nippon.
Nippon and Capital City Brethren to serve at Care for Humanity and CFO Cares in Ottawa. But with God's help, we made it through. All praises and glory to Him from Brother Rodolfo. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you. A lot of Eastern Ontario people, pioneers in the humble beginnings of the church, used the superhuman energy from God. They sacrificed the most and went through harder sacrifices.
Brother Daniel, yes, absolutely, absolutely. There we
A lot of
go.
sacrifices, a lot of energy needed.
Really needed superhuman energy when it was year-end Thanksgiving. I had to support and worship Almighty God during the adult worship service and perform for CWS. Zoe Lee from the local congregation of Burlingame.
Yeah, wow.
Ontario.
I think it's for you. Okay,
that
okay.
was, yeah.
I think it's for you.
Big
One practice? Okay.
Ontario.
Ontario. Ontario.
How did I say it? Ontario?
Ontario? I don't know.
Ontario.
Ontario.
I'll get
Yes.
that. I'll get that.
Any more comments from people? There was a time, my second marathon, and I definitely needed superhuman energy. I cried when I crossed the finish line. From Rob, congrats, 2 marathons, not just 1, 2.
2 marathons, absolutely. Ooh.
We're reading the comments.
I was thinking about how long is a marathon?
26 miles.
Okay.
I think.
Greetings from the local congregation, local of Scarborough, District of Eastern Ontario.
Okay. Okay, there
Canada,
we go.
from Sister Mercedes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, I think that was our last comment. Let's take a look at that question again. We asked you guys, who did JP rely on to give him strength? And the answer is, drumroll please. God.
Now stick around a little bit longer to find out if you are the winner.
Now hopefully everyone got that correct. And like we mentioned, please check it out. Hello?
Smile, smile, smile.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Who's calling us?
Oh, hello.
Hello. From the District of Eastern Ontario here?
Oh,
Hi, JR.
Everyone.
This is our friend JR from Eastern Ontario. And today we are spotlighting his district. So if everyone can please send your hearts for the District of Eastern Ontario in the chat. Hi, JR, and thanks for jumping on a call with us today.
Of course, no problem, brother. Thank you so much for having us here.
Thank you for being here with us. You know, and shout out to everyone in your district that's coming and supporting the show today.
right.
And, you know, bringing the entire district with you.
okay, let's show some love for DEO in the chat.
Yeah. Live studio audience.
So, Brother JR, can you tell us, let's say in the future, we visit the District of Eastern Ontario, you're already there. What are some must-visit places to see?
Must see.
All right, so some must-see places. I really do want to get into that. But before we do, I do have to acknowledge the very important thing that I got to acknowledge, which is, of course, greeting our beloved District Supervising Minister, Brother Marlon Philip Ginto, as well as our Assistant District Supervising Minister, Brother Rod Malaka Jr. here, and I can't forget our CFO Overseer, Brother Ramon Palacios, over there in the back. I am so sorry, brother, I got your name wrong. There we go. As you guys saw that they were in the chat a little bit, and you were reading some of their comments. But they are here in our district. And in our district, we've got a lot more than just these awesome brethren, our ministers here. And some of the places that you can see are some beautiful lakes. If you did not know, our district is quite wide. We range all the way from Newmarket in Never Eat Shredded Wheat, so all the way in the west end of our district. And then on the east end, we've got, I believe it is Cornwall that is the farthest. So that's a pretty huge district. You probably guys don't have a map on you, but it is wide. And along that is Lake Ontario, a really huge, I will say, lake. You would think it's an ocean if you went to any of the lakefronts that we have here.
It's that big, wow.
An ocean lake. Whoa. I'm sorry.
That's a lot of water, no?
It's a lot of water.
Any favorite spots to go exactly?
Yes, for sure. So we do have so many beautiful museums, a lot of landmarks. Let me quickly duck my head. Actually, it's not even behind me. It's over there in the back. That's not the right back. This back. Over there, that's Parliament, if you did not know. Which is a really beautiful spot to go to. It's historic, and there are plenty of other historic monuments like in Kingston, and even here in closer to the Toronto side, even though we're not technically in Greater Toronto. You know, we don't worry about that sort of stuff.
Now, I have a question just for you. What kind of activities has your district held recently?
Oh, for sure. I'd love to talk about these. So as a Binhi member, specifically a student, and as all of these brethren here are also students as well, we are all sort of members of the CBI, the Christian Brotherhood International, which means, which includes elementary school students, secondary students, and even post-secondary students. And we all joined together for a CBI wellness activity where we got to eat ramen, we got to take pictures with each other, a lot of socializing, as you can see. There was tons of food. Everybody ate well. Pictionary, and I got to include painting. It seems like a lot of brethren, including some of the brethren here, got to enjoy painting together, and they all painted on the same canvas. You might even be able to see in the background of some of those pictures. Yeah, it was so much fun.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay. What else you guys got going on there?
So aside from just these activities for students, we have some for all CFO, every Christian family organization, like CFO Cares, but also, let me get into the first one, Care for Humanity, where a lot of the brethren were able to help out our fellow men, our neighbors, and those who might not be in the Church of Christ, specifically newly immigrated members and just general people in this population of Canada who are new to Ottawa specifically, which is where the activity was.
Okay, giving back to the community. We love that. That's fantastic. Shout out to the District of Eastern Ontario. Absolutely.
Damn.
Yes, tons of care packages, a lot of food.
And what else? I think you mentioned CFO Cares as well. What was that?
I did. So, for those of you who don't know, it's sort of like a combination of Care for Humanity aspects, but also with some CFO Day aspects. As you can see here in these pictures, there's a lot of socializing, a lot of fun pictures that people took together, and there's a lot of brethren, which is great. At this activity, there were free haircuts, free medical services, and as you can see in the back of that picture, there was a bouncy castle, which was a lot of fun for the CWS.
Ooh, very fun, very fun. It looks very united, very active district.
Absolutely. A lot of fun being had.
And speaking of united, in our next activity that I do want to talk about, it is Unity Games. It's even in the name, where we got to uphold the love of the brotherhood. And as you can see, there's a parade of colors, which sort of links into the grand parade of victories of the Church of Christ in these last days. As you can see, all of the brethren were super excited. They were all raring to go to watch these games and cheer for their fellow men, as we got to participate in some friendly competition where, of course, brotherhood is the main priority.
Ooh, did you participate in the Unity Games, brother?
I was actually able to, not just as a spectator, but also as a player and an organizer, which was a ton of fun. We even have some players here too, as well as organizers in our studio.
Very awesome to see, and we've been talking about superhuman energy all episode long, and it looks like with all the activities going on in the District of Eastern Ontario, so how does having superhuman energy help you in keeping up with all that's going on?
Now, that's the thing. When it comes to superhuman energy in this sort of situation, I don't really feel like I need superhuman energy to get by with these things because it's these activities that are actually giving me the superhuman energy. God is giving me these superhuman energy from these activities and helping me interact with these brethren and helping me or giving all of these brethren the chance to participate in fun activities where we get to interact with each other, uphold the love of the brotherhood, and ultimately strengthen the unity inside the Church of Christ.
Well said.
Well said, keeping you energized. It's so great to hear.
Getting energy from the activities. Absolutely. Well said.
No, it's not taking energy out of you.
Oh, it's prize time.
That's right. We actually have a district prize pack ready for the District of Eastern Ontario. I think, the prize pack is already there. JR, can you do like a little unboxing for us, maybe?
There we go.
Of course, we have got
what's
you.
in there.
So, first of all, the district prize pack right here. Let me see if I can hold it up to the camera so that you guys can see it. We've got a lot of goodies in here. I'm facing the wrong direction. My bad. There we go. There you can see it.
Let's see what's inside. Let's see.
All right, so starting off, let's see what we've got. We've got some cards with verses that we can share to our loved ones, to our friends who aren't yet members of the Church of Christ. On the back, there are tons of QR codes that you can scan so that they can go onto our different websites on incmedia.org. And we have, of course, verse cards, which are really simple ways to share your faith. Like this one, come close to God and He will come close to you. And then we've got a bunch of more verse cards like this one. Awesome designs. And you can't really see them from this far, but they are beautiful and they're great ways to share your faith.
Very cool.
Especially these stickers as well.
Ooh, some stickers. Gotcha. Very cool. Now, before we let you go, JR, let's give one more Media Live round of applause to our guests and the District of Eastern Ontario. Thank you so much for joining us.
But wait, there is more. Please look under your seats, because you all get things under your seats.
Prize postcards under the verse graphic we showed earlier, we will give as well to everyone in the studio audience right there.
There we go. Let's check it. Ooh.
Let's look.
Under seats.
Under the seat?
Under the seat.
I think it's taped underneath.
Maybe not. Hey.
Maybe not. I think it should be there.
Well, hey, we still have
over
this
there and
now.
tape this.
There we go.
Some of them got it. Oh, there we go. Let's show it up to
Hold it
camera.
up. There we go.
Ooh, look at that.
There we go.
We got the graphic that we showed earlier, the superhuman energy.
Superhuman energy. Ooh, we love that. We love that.
Cool.
For the very new graphic that we just came out.
I know. So thank you again so much, Brother JR, and also to the District of Ontario. And we know we have one more question for you before we end this call.
Now, do you have any more shout outs before we end it here?
Yes, I do have quite the exhaustive list. So first off, I do want to thank the leaders that we have in place, sent by God in these last days. Of course, our beloved executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, and his strongest helper, our deputy executive minister, Brother Angelo Aranio V. Manalo, of course, who God sent, of course, number one. And then I do want to give shout outs officers in this district, specifically the Binhi officers, and some of them are here right now, local and district level. We're always ensuring that all the brethren are visited.
Absolutely. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for the District of Eastern Ontario for showing love in the chat, for showing up in the live studio over there. We thank you guys. You guys have been fantastic.
Thank you guys so much. We see you guys later.
All right. Goodbye.
See you, brothers.
Bye. Thank you so much again.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Episode.
Good episode. And remember, we're here for you.
For you. Wait. We have to announce our winners, Shane.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Can we get a drum roll, please?
Our winners for today are Ephraim, Jomar,
and Rolovis.
Congratulations to all of our winners, and remember to direct message us within 24 hours to claim your prize. And if you are one of our winners, please take a photo or video and tag us at IT Media News when you receive your prize.
And that goes for all our winners, not just today. And if you haven't won yet, there's always next week.
That's right, more and more chances to win every Friday.
And this was honestly a very, very fun episode, Elijah. I was honestly a bit tired driving in, but right after we prayed earlier, I felt spiritually energized.
yeah.
Right? Especially being here with the incmedia staff who are always inspiring me when I come in. So thank you guys. It's always been a fantastic feeling here in the incmedia studio.
And we hope that all of you watching out there, after you put down your phones, you finish your day, your week with that superhuman energy, fueling you through everything that you are going through.
Right, and the weekend is just about to start, so I know some of you who are watching may have choir practice tonight, or maybe some local district activities for the weekend, or maybe some general cleaning.
Yeah, or maybe you have to guard tonight.
Ooh, or maybe you have a long drive to their next to go on. We love, and we could all use the superhuman energy we receive from our Almighty God.
Well said, James, well
you.
said. Now take us home, James.
All right, I take us home. Okay, remember that we are here with you.
For you.
Every week, every Friday.
Keeping you uplifted and inspired.
With your favorite incmedia content.
Bye!
I'll say this. When I went to the gym, I had this feeling of I don't belong here.
Here you go again with the belonging.
Exactly.
Wow.
Because it's so, what's the word? It's so intimidating
Yeah.
being around folks
With
who,
these big muscles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not that. I'm just big.
Okay, so you're like, this isn't for me.
Exactly. I remember though, the day that I went, I was sitting in the parking lot. This was after work. Like, should I do this? Should I not? I was there for like a whole half hour.
What do you think you were afraid of in taking that leap? What were the fears about?
I guess growing up, what others say about me was a big deal. You know, especially from our culture.
Yes.
Right. How you look. What you do in your life. Things like that.
Did you get a lot of the aunties and the uncles saying, "Hey, I'm JP and Tabamo.
All the time.
You're JP. You're big."
All the time. All the time. It's such a constant thing. It may not mean a lot to them, but as the recipient of the comments, that hits you, right? And then growing up wouldn't just be from family members, it'd be from friends, from school, or others. in
So
that way.
basically, this is the identity that they gave you. Oh, JP is the big kid, he's the big boy, and you just stuck to it because you're like, well, that's what they all know me for anyway.
Exactly. Growing up with that conditioned mindset.
Yeah.
Just thinking, that's how I've been. So, going back to being in the parking lot, I'm like thinking, if I go to this gym, being with this crowd of individuals who have been here so many times
Right.
and are physically fit, I feel like they'll look at me and think something like, oh, look at that fatty over there, right?